Your awakening message begins now. So open your soul. Maybe this is for you. I, Archangel Metatron, continue our discussions centered around anxiety. I do so, as anxiety may be a growing energy at intervals individuals upon the planet, such a lot in order that anxiety is changing into sceptered on the far side its natural or necessary nature. Thanks to several souls upon the planet thinking, feeling and acting from an area of anxiety, the energy of anxiety exists at intervals the consciousness of humanity. Humanity attracts from a well of energy and knowledge that each one are connected to. Anxiety is gift here for all to simply accept and embody, if they opt for. Of course, at intervals the consciousness of humanity there are numerous different energies, talents and creations available to download. As humanity achieves ascension shifts accept of higher vibrations of truth and acknowledging the essence existing at intervals them. So the consciousness of humanity or well from that all draw, shifts to higher vibrations. If a larger majority of individuals opt to recognize and heal their wounds connected to anxiety or making anxiety, then anxiety would be well and discharged from the consciousness of humanity. Therefore, generations to come back would know or perhaps be able to access experiences or an embodiment of anxiety. We can recognize that the energy of anxiety at intervals the consciousness of humanity is appreciate a magnet, acting as a pull for humanity to anxiety. Typically anxiety will feel addictive, it's as a result of the mind becomes at home with the drama and presence of anxiety. It's also thanks to this pull of the energy of anxiety within the consciousness of humanity that is appreciate a well of energy all draw upon. Once you dwell on anxiety, severe or not, it becomes sort of a sticky glue preventive the expression and creativeness of the reality and essence of your being. Anxiety is appreciate a force propulsion you aloof from the superb divine being you're. Because the energy of anxiety becomes sceptered thus individuals feel confused, produce concern and limit the expression of the Creator flowing through them. It's necessary to grasp that anxiety and concern are a natural part of being a personalities on the planet, though these energies were designed to guard and safeguard you instead of rule and management your life. If you'll be able to recognize that you just energize anxiety at intervals you, whether or not little or giant, you'll gap yourself up to heal and release the growing and smothering power of anxiety. To recognize, acknowledge and settle for is that the start to any healing method. To dismiss the presence of an energy like anxiety at intervals you, is to live in illusion and limit the ascension method obtainable to unfold at intervals you. You're everything and everybody, you're all that's the Creator and all that looks as if it's not. Therefore, you mostly have the chance to heal and rework to assist yourself and others. There's invariably one thing to heal at intervals you, as a result of every instigation and recognition of healing permits the oneness of the Creator that is your natural existence to emerge. Archangel Metatron's tools to heal anxiety. Recognition is that the key. Your ability to recognize, acknowledge and settle for the presence of anxiety, in whichever type it manifests within your being is valuable. It's the start of your healing tool. Judging any anxiety that bubbles from within you'll solely augment its energy. It's also essential to grasp that you just will live a life liberated from anxiety, this is often your divine right. Acceptance that you just are selecting to energize and specialize in anxiety at intervals you, creates a gap for healing to require place. Then comes the questions, what is that the core of the anxiety you're feeling, but little or large? Wherever at intervals you will the anxiety come back from? However did the anxiety originally form? You will want to raise yourself these queries and take time to ponder. You're wanting to find the start line of the anxiety within you or the wound that manifested the anxiety. An energy wound at intervals your being will type simply and easily from a negative or traumatic expertise, a misunderstanding, a belief shaped from a state of affairs, a lack, or an unfinished transformation, healing method. An energy wound is stagnant, it's a vibration being command intervals your being by you for a reason. The explanation is that the key that unlocks and releases the wound, so making an expertise of healing, liberation and inner transformation. Therefore, the essential steps to focus upon are: describe the anxiety as you are feeling it currently. From wherever did the anxiety originally form? Raise at intervals and permit yourself to be guided. You will be alerted to an expertise in your current lifespan or completely different lifespan. Settle for any insight you gain. If you are doing not gain an insight, then grasp you've got connected and continue with the method. You will not have to be compelled to be consciously aware and may still follow the energy pattern to expertise a liberation. What wound was created and what reason or messages command intervals the wound? If you want, you will use a visualization to achieve the understanding you need. Imagine what the wound is like. Perhaps it's a box, cave, or one thing else. Enter at intervals the wound. Simply being gift at intervals the wound can enable you to know the message. It's typically that the message is recurrent continuously, thus patiently it will be accessed. An example of the knowledge or insights you will receive: the anxiety is of flying on an plane. The anxiety originated from falling from a tree as a toddler. The message at intervals the wound isn't to lose management, otherwise you'll expertise pain. Remember that wounds or messages that stagnate within your being are projected perpetually into your reality. This is often why individuals discover that some areas of their life merely don't work as they want them to. Where does one place your focus next? As you recognize the message that has been stagnating at intervals your being and projecting into your reality, you will automatically expertise an inner liberation or transformation. It's necessary to recognize the shift fully. In doing thus you'll enable yourself to expertise the transformation totally. You'll be able to succeed this by speech at intervals: I acknowledge the divine gap, liberation and transformation awakening at intervals me currently. In doing thus you align your conscious awareness and full being with awakening and healing happening at intervals your being, thus your entire being advantages from the transformation. Thus, this transformation are projected into your reality, manifesting lovely divine opportunities in your everyday life. The outcome: as you create the voyage of discovery, recognizing that anxiety is solely a product of one thing, a lot of interesting and transformational happening at intervals your being, thus you'll release the presence of anxiety in your life. You'll also clear the presence of sceptered anxiety at intervals the consciousness of humanity, therefore reducing the magnetic pull anxiety will have upon humanity. Not can the consciousness of humanity energize and empower anxiety at intervals humanity. Thus, a powerful awakening, healing and transformational method can crop up for humanity. It is essential, I, Archangel Metatron, share that everything encompasses a purpose. This suggests I'm creating you responsive to the pull of anxiety at intervals the consciousness of humanity and the way it's empowering anxiety at intervals you and contrary-wise. It's an ascension activation happening for all currently. The Creator is attractive all to purge anxiety that has no service or want in your life, so as to make new divine awakenings, realizations and experiences for all. The fact that anxiety has been centered at intervals several on the planet and at intervals the consciousness of humanity, in itself may be a method of ascension. There's a necessity to check, sense and acknowledge however powerful and all-consuming anxiety will be. In doing thus, you permit yourself to reach new vibrations of truth and liberation. In constant love. Archangel Metatron. Share our messages, dude. I will provide a daily angelic guidance number, love, and angelic blessing. Send of the message. Watch your channel, Awakening People. Previous videos for a universal understanding. Subscribers will be updated with the latest articles and informations. Leave your suggestions in the field below. All the love to you, beautiful souls. And we are proud of you as viewers, and of your support for your channel, all for awakening people. And please support us to develop our work.